Hello, everybody. I am SunPsychic Jean, and please welcome Ginny B. Hi, Ginny.
Hello, everybody, and happy post Thanksgiving.
It's actually Cyber Monday, I believe. Not that anybody's taken advantage of it this year. I'm staying far away from it. Even my, ordinary routine type of shopping, I'm just staying away from. So I'd like to say hello to Lisa Davies and Jim McMillan and Nancy Riker, and congratulations to everybody who won a free gifted membership for my memberships. Actually, let me see if I have them here. It is Venus Silky Steel, Tea Garden Chicken, Marby Gongoria, uh, I am Serenity, Lisa Davies, Craig Dixon, Amanda Celeste, Anja Ashdown, and Wiki. So I'm so excited. Congratulations to all of you. And some of you have been members before, and some of you um, are new members. So congratulations. And what I do is YouTube allows me to offer 10 free memberships a month. So at the first week of every month, I like to give out all 10. Sometimes, not everybody always does, but I always like to try and um, share it so that people can get an idea of what a membership might be like or what my membership might be like. I don't always have the same perks as other content creators because when I'm in the zone, I can't call out to you and stuff. So it's all in there in the descriptions. But you guys are going to be able to take advantage of a very special offer that I have. And Ginny, I was just telling Ginny backstage that I wanted to show everybody my events that are coming up. And let me just show you this. I'm going to share my screen. Now, this is my main page when you come to sunpsychicjean.com. This is the first thing that you see. And you see down here, these are just the regular readings. You can look through those if you want a private reading of any sort. There's all different types. And then right here underneath this picture, you'll see where it says events. When you click on the events, you'll see all of the events that I'm hosting. And these two are the past events, but I wanted to leave it up there so that you guys could read about it and find out a little bit more of what it was like. And this one here is the very next one that's coming up. It's evidential mediumship demonstration. It's gallery style, where everybody comes in together in a Zoom room and we ask your loved ones to step forward. And then by process of elimination, you all will put up your hands if you have a male age 40 that's on the other side or something. So everybody that can take that, they would put up their hand. And then I would say they're a musician. And then some people would put their hand down and other people would keep their hand up. So it's almost like a process of elimination to find out who this message is for. And it's a lot of fun. And it's really like almost old school way that they used to do it, trying the loved ones on the other side direct the messages. And this is the first time I'm going to be doing it in front of an unknown group. So all of you are invited to come and join us. And when I say us, Wisdom Seeker Joan and Gerald from Tarot Stash will be joining me. This is a free event since this is the first time we're offering it. This is a free event, and it's on Sunday, December 14th at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. And you can just click down here on the attend button and fill out your name and email. And when you go through and complete the process, you'll be emailed and the link directly to the event. So make sure you save that email. I won't email you a separate link. The Zoom link will be in that email. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's very exciting. I also have my psychic study practice group. And this one is so much fun. And this is also on December 14th, but it's at 5 p.m. Eastern. And you'll see here the description of what is offered, the time. And I do ask for all of my events that everybody try and arrive approximately 10 minutes before the start date. I mean, start time. I do like to start very, very punctual. I've been waiting for this for weeks. I just can't wait to get started. So I do start on time. So make sure you're there approximately 10 minutes beforehand. And again, you can just go through the attend button. Now, this one is for one event, for one psychic study practice, is $10 so that you can see what it's like, what I do, what I offer, how what it's like to have a breakout room and to share the practice with others. It's a lot of fun. And that one is on Sunday, December 14th. And then finally, in December, there's a chakra healing workshop. This is a repeat. I did this in September and it was a huge success. I really, really enjoy talking and teaching about the chakras. And you'll see here, this graphic that I chose really shows the beautiful, vibrant colors of all of the chakras, as well as your auric field, because it all connects together into one. And I have the first half of the workshop will be education and demonstration and information, and then the second half of the healing workshop will I will bring you through a guided meditation, and we will go through a healing of chakras, the healing process for healing chakras, and we'll go through it together. And it is very dynamic, very just wonderful, and we all feel like we're floating. We all feel like just so revived and rejuvenated after the workshop. And that is on Sunday, December 28th, and that's at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon Pacific. Now, if you're a member, and even if you became a member today and you won a free membership, all of my events are free for my members. And this is through the 2025, because I know that a lot of people are going through some tough times with the way that the world is today. And I wanted to offer free for my members only, all of these events. And the way I'll do it is I'll put the Zoom link in the members only posts. So you'll have to look for it there. And the evidential style mediumship, you could just go ahead and register for that yourself so that you can see the process. And then after the first of the year for 2026, the members benefit will go back to it's 50% off or half price of all of my events. That's what I do for my members ordinarily. It's 50% off of whatever the price is. But for the 2025, through these last three events, it's at no additional charge for the members. Okay? All right. So that's everything. Did I miss anything there, Ginny?
I think you covered it very, very well. You's one busy lady.
I really enjoy getting together.
People can't tell that you enjoy it at all.
And while I'm tooting my own horn there, I will be on with the Crone Zone later today at 4:00, and I will be doing a presentation about discovering and finding meaning and purpose through spirituality, and that's going to be so much fun. Now, this talk I did at one of my psychic fairs. I did a workshop there, and it was really just so rewarding. I asked everybody in the very beginning, I said, how many people here, I don't know these people. I'm standing up in front of all of these people. They don't even know me. They don't know me on YouTube. They don't know me. So I said, how many people here are aware that you're a soul inside of a human container having a human experience? And like 90% of the people raised their hands. And I just about broke down and cried. I said, really? You do? You really do? Oh, it was such a relief, and it's such encouragement. And this talk had just, it changed a whole meaning. And I was sharing information, and people were like, doing this a lot. And I was just over the moon thrilled that we're all here together. We're all waking up. We're all understanding what the meaning and purpose of this life is. It's very exciting. So I
Do
get
you
a
not
lot of.
have a fair coming up here soon for people in your area to know about?
I do, Ginny, and it's funny you should ask because they just posted this flyer. I'll put this here. Let me just share this.
I want to tell anybody that's listening or will listen after the show, take advantage of going to a local psychic fair. Hang out, walk around, check out the booths, pick a reading. You can learn so much, and it is just so validating and uplifting. I highly recommend them to everyone.
It's like you're with your people.
Mhm.
You're like
Mhm.
everybody just smiles at each other. It's really a beautiful place to be. And whether you buy anything or just walk around and look, it's
Mhm.
very fun and uplifting. This particular one is in Bowie, Maryland, and it's on Sunday the 7th, and it's from 9 to 4. And that's I usually start at 10 when I do my shows because it takes me about an hour to set up my booth. So I'm going to have to get started quite early. And I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be a lot of fun. And this is the first time I'm reading for an event with this outfit. Like, I've done other ones. There's one lady that I do like 5 or 6, and there's another one I do 1 or 2. This is the first one I'm doing with this group. So it's a lot of fun. I can't wait. And they did such a beautiful vendor spotlight. I was really surprised, and that just happened today. Yep. Hmm. Yep. I'm a busy girl.
Exciting.
That's right. I know. And
Exciting.
then after this, December is going to be all downhill for me. I'm like just hoping to relax and have a lot more time. But everybody's here. We're all looking for messages today. Ginny, I'm going to move you, so hold on. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to get you
I got
dizzy or
dizzy with that
anything.
one.
Well, sometimes, yeah, sometimes it's like, whoa, it's unexpected. Hi, Michelle Krantz. Nice to see you. Hi, Sam B. and Mona Lee and KK and User. So nice to see you. Christine Thomas is here. Thank you for being a wonderful moderator. And Carolyn Loving Life is here. Thank you both for being members as well. And Nancy Smith is here. She says, hi, Jean and Ginny. Aw, I like that
Hello.
cat. Mm-hmm. Lisa Davies is here. Yep, sounds like lots of fun. Mm-hmm. And PK knows best. Okay. P knows best. Okay. You it's sometimes it's a little difficult to read about these things on the fly. So thank you everybody for being here. If you would like a reading today, kindly put your question in caps and use emojis so that I know what it is that you're looking for. Yep, Christine, how cute. She already got it. She's a step ahead of me. Please put your question in all caps. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. KK, it's so nice to see you. And I love that this is KK Spiritual Intuitive. And do you have your own YouTube page or channel? KK, let us know. You can pop it in if you do. KK is an amazing reader. She is a natural. She's phenomenal. And it's just very it's just reassuring to see so many people coming into um, spirituality um, and understanding and raising their vibration and coming into the collective. It's very reassuring and uplifting for me because there was a long time that I thought that it was just a few people, like it was just us. But no, there's so many of us out there. Yep. And Ginny, you'll have to tell us a little bit about your history too. I had Carolyn on and we learned about Carolyn's background and her journey in her spiritual journey and how she's evolved. And that was fascinating. I had Sarah from Hibiscus Healing on my channel, and that was fascinating. I did have KK on quite a while ago, And that was fascinating. She told us all about the, how she got to be where she is. And she says, my YouTube page is my handle. I'll be posting more soon. My guides have been nudging me to get info out there. Well, maybe your guides are using me to nudge you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, anytime, KK, you take your time. There's no rush. Mm-hmm. So, Christine Thomas I'm going to take Christine first, and then user, if you can give me your first name. I think you did before. I can't remember. You'll be next. So, Christine would like a message from her dad. I do hear he has a little bit of a grovelly voice, a little bit of a deeper voice. I'm not sure if he was an ex-smoker. I don't think he was smoking his whole life, or if he just had a grovelly voice. And I can hear my voice as I'm saying that. And he wants you to know that he's really very proud of you and about how much you've grown and opened up. He's like, that's my Christine. He's very, very proud of you. He's very proud at who you've become. And I do feel as though you look like him, obviously, if he's your dad, but he's showing me like the beach and woodworking and I don't know, maybe like boating, or you know how like a nautical kind of a look. Maybe it's not the beach, maybe it's just nautical, but it's something around that kind of an energy I'm picking up. He wants you to know that he's really he's doing much better, and he's been going through advanced training or schooling or teaching, and I feel as though his soul, he's back into like the greatness of his soul, and he's much more sort of away from his human lifetime here, and able to sort of have a different perspective and look over, and how he has a lot of um, kindness and um, I want to say maybe reverence or honor or authority. He's coming through with a higher vibration and a different type of perspective. Like he's not quite he's away from that judgmental or whatever the human aspect of him was. He's much more evolved at this time, is what he wants to say. So I'm just going to stop there and see what Ginny has to say.
I'll give you the cards that I got first, and then I'll give you what I got. I always kind of ask if there's anybody around me before we get started with this, and sometimes I get like pictures or whatever. So anyway, he wants you to know he's standing right next to you. So he's not far away, but you already know that. Sometimes you choose to ignore it because you want to go against your better intuition. I was going to say judgment, but he said no, intuition. And he wants you to know that you are a magnet attracting unto yourself. So what you think, what you look at, you bring to yourself. So the card says, without exception, you give thought to wanted or unwanted. You begin to invite into your experience. See yourself as a magnet attracting unto you the essence of whatever you are thinking and feeling. For example, if you feel poor, you cannot attract prosperity. It defies the law of attraction. which is interesting because the picture that I got just before I came on with Jean was a Christmas scene. Now, this scene might have taken place in your life, or it might be metaphoric for you. Only you know, and because we're not close, and I can check with you on if this does. But I see a picture of a Christmas with it's the old-fashioned kind of Christmas, but this one is more joyous because there's less by comparison from what we have today. I call it as a Charlie Brown Christmas. So you might have had at some point in your childhood a Christmas that was difficult financially, or some other resources weren't there. And I'm going to cry, so I know that this is for you. I cross here my self-doubt. Your parents made it work. It is one of your most favorite memories. And it's not that there was abundance, it's that there was abundance of love and spirit. And you need, and the message for you then is to go back to this. And the phrase that I got was to simplify whatever it is that you've got going in your head, not amplify it. So turn down the volume, turn down the wants, the needs, turn off the self-criticism, whatever it is that's going on in your head, and tune up the rest of it, and think of your once upon a time Charlie Brown Christmas, because that's what's available to you. You just have to let it in. I hope that resonates with you.
My gosh, that's so powerful. Beautiful, beautiful reading, Ginny. You know, when it comes through strong like that, there's just no denying it. Christine says, yes, when we first moved to this country, we didn't have much. Yep. And so Christine also said he didn't have a grovelly voice, but he was an ex-smoker. Mm-hmm. And she said when he was younger, he built boats. That's the nautical. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's definitely grown and expanded, and is in such a beautiful place. So thank you very much, Christine, for everything that you do and for letting us connect to your loving father like that. Now, user's name is Alex, and and user, I'm assuming your pronouns are she, would like, what do I need to focus on right now to improve? And then let me see. After user is Mona Lee. Mona Lee, you're going to be after user. So, Ginny, I just wanted to tell you I was on with Marina from Heart Center Tarot, and we were using the random generator picker. It was so much fun. we might have to try that sometime. If you have a lot of people in the chat, it really makes it so much easier. It's a lot of fun. I don't know what made me think that. All right, Alex, let's see what we can find out for you.
You want me to go ahead?
Oh, please. Yes, go ahead, Ginny.
Well, the first thing you need to do is quit. How do I want to say this? You're so focused on what you should focus on that you're focused on the focus. And I know that makes absolutely crazy sentence structure and stuff like that, but quit worrying about it. Make yourself a list if you need to. And because the focus is generally how to live your life, to do those things. You don't have to have a goal in mind to be a better human. Be a better human every moment of your life, right? You don't have to have for instance, I need to dust. The dust will get dusted eventually. But if I don't get it dusted, I'm not going to judge myself. There was a time that I would have, but I don't do that anymore. And if somebody wants to judge my dust, then I can hand them a rag. But the sense that I have for you is that you want to improve yourself, but you don't know what that means because you haven't sat down to look at that. What is it that you think needs to improve? Make a list. And I think you're going to find that you're already there. Maybe you need to just polish a skill or spend more time taking care of yourself. The card that I pulled for you is Though available to all of us, the state of peace is reached by very few people. The inner experience of most people is marked by constant stress. Does this sound, you're stressing over improvement? The main stress to the majority of us is not due to external stimuli, but to the pressure of our own suppressed emotions. Most people who learn and practice the letting go technique notice a progressive improvement in physical health and vitality. Drop your expectations of what you think you should do and enjoy being. Watch the presentation that Jean is going to be doing later with the Crohn Zone, or catch it on the replay and stuff, because I think it's going to give you what you need to do, which is to appreciate yourself and where you're at. I hope that helps.
Beautiful, Ginny. Thank you so much. And that first little ditty did make a lot of sense to me. I'll tell you, I followed it word for word. So, Alex, I do feel for you. And what they are saying, and it's a lot like what Ginny was saying. They're saying, allow yourself to be simply who you are. And the more we can be our authentic self, the more in tune to our soul's vibration that we will be. And our soul's vibration is our inspiration, our intuitiveness, our instincts. This is our soul's vibration. And to pick like an hour perhaps that you can just do and say and feel exactly what it is that you want to. It's like give yourself permission to be present as yourself, not as a mother, not as a daughter, not as a friend, not as a worker, or all of those other hats. Just set them aside and find out who is Alex and what is Alex all about. Follow your joy. Do things and find things that you are enjoy, that you find joy in. Um, and if you do it and you're like, well, this wasn't as fun as I thought, because it's maybe an idea of what you saw somebody else having fun. But it's important for you to find things that you can do in a creative sense that you enjoy. It's not passive watching the TV enjoy, although that is a relaxation type of activity, but find things that you can be creative that you enjoy. The other thing I wrote down is let go of judgment, let go of criticizing, let go of that self-talk or that second guessing yourself, and really allow yourself to make mistakes, allow yourself to course correct, and allow yourself to be. And it's that expectation of society, or measuring against the neighbors or against your siblings and whatever that might be, or trying to live up to somebody else's idea. And this is the way we were taught. This is not just you, Alex. This is everybody. For the last 50 years in society, we've all been taught, you know reading, writing, and arithmetic all the same way for all people, but we all don't learn the same way. And it's important that we express our unique individualism, and this is where our power is. If you find that you can't achieve what it is that society wants you to achieve, it's because you're not in your authentic energy. Find what it is that you are, who you are, dress the way you want to, express yourself the way you want to. Your hair, the color of your hair, the more individual, the more you can be creative and express yourself, the happier and more empowered you'll be, and the less you'll worry about what other people think of you. So I hope that makes sense. And you can apply that to your spiritual abilities as well, because I feel like you do have spiritual abilities, sign synchronicities, and maybe you don't have a friend group that you can share that with. And this is where Ginny's suggestion to go to a psychic fair near you, whether it's this year or next year, try and find one, and sometimes
Mhm.
they're called natural living expos. One of them, what do they call it? Mind, body, spirit expos, something like that. But you'll find your way. So I hope that was helpful for you, Alex, and thank you so very much for being here and for asking your question. So next I have Mona Lee, and then we'll go with Lynn uh, Hirayama. So Lynn, you'll be next after Mona Lee. You're welcome. You're welcome, Alex. And let me just and Christine says, love to you, Ginny, Jean and Ginny. And she says, thank you so much. You're welcome, Christine. Sorry I didn't get that in there in time. So let's go to Mona Lee. And Mona Lee, just say hello. And then Lynn will be next. So Mona says, any spirit guide angel messages for December? So I feel like there's a little bit of pressure that you feel. I don't know if this is I just feel like you have responsibilities. I'm not sure if it's work or if it's family, but there's some expectations coming up. I don't know if you're trying to reach a goal or if there's somebody has an expectation of you or something is coming up that you are not entirely confident about. And And, I feel as though the thought of whatever it is causing you apprehension. But I think once you apply yourself and everything's going to go fine. It's like, I don't want to jump off the high dive. I don't want to jump off the high dive. It's going to be so scary. And we like talk ourselves into this like really panic state because of, what we think it's going to be like. And then it's your turn to jump off the high dive and you walk out there and you're like, oh, this is going to be fun. And you just go and do it. Like, it's when you get there, it's it's easier. It's the apprehension of thinking about it and almost dreading it. So I don't know if you have to travel somewhere for the holiday or if you're, going to in-laws, or I don't know what this is, or if it's work or if it's a project that you're completing, but I do feel a little bit of apprehension there, but they're just saying that everything, once you get there, you'll be fine. And it's important to have confidence in yourself. And that little bit of nervousness or doubt that's coming in, that's your ego. And you don't have to listen to that. So keep asking your angels for reinforcement. What do you have there, Miss Ginny?
Well, we seem to be having a theme a little bit about letting go and moving away from the negative. The card that I had pulled earlier is that you are a magnet. If you remember that one at the first part of the show, that you attract what you think and what you look for, and so we have to be mindful of that. If you focus on what can go wrong, then you spend all your energy on something that's 99% not going to happen. And learning to not do that is very difficult. But once you do, life gets much simpler. I pulled from the Gateway Oracle, and I got hearing messages from Spirit. I am a clear channel for messages from Spirit. In other words, pay attention to what you already know and what the messages that you're getting, the signs that you are seeing, even just, your higher self is part of your spirit team and knows when you're doing this. And I get the impression that you're going, yeah, I understand that, but this and but that and but the other kind. And it's just kind of like, But is the eraser at the end of the pencil. You erase what you're going to write there. So understanding that one, you attract what you're thinking about. Two, that you need to listen that's there, that the answers and the reassurance that you have. And sometimes it's easier to be judgmental about ourselves than it is just to try something, and because we're afraid that it's going to fail. But nobody gets it right the first time. If we did that, we'd never learn to walk. We'd never learn to crawl. The other card that I put, again, another message that we keep getting today is letting go. You just have to let go of that. And if you'll notice that we have the flowers that are falling, we have the feather, and we have a message and stuff, which means something is sent. So we have movement in this card, and we have letting go, which is movement. So move past. You can keep, we become really attached to the feeling of, oh my God, something's going to happen, because we are taught that to be prepared, have a plan B, but the plan B can be something that's good. So whatever it is that's going into December, whatever it is that you're wrestling with, breathe, give some real deep sighs, and do it anyway. And you'll get to the end of December and you'll go, oh, well, that wasn't so bad. Have faith in yourself and what your intuition is telling you.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And she said, thank you, ladies. My higher self is nudging me. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it can be daunting sometimes because we're not really sure where this is going to lead. But try and keep a journal and write things down, especially when you're in that uncertainty, because that uncertainty is where the miracles happen, because we're not in control. We don't have the next step in our grasp yet, that it's up in the air. And that's uncomfortable sometimes for humanity, because we've been taught to be regimented and plan. But when things are unknown or left up to chance, that's really when our guides and angels can come in and really orchestrate the miracles. I read a meme the other day, and it said, when you pray and ask for flowers, don't be disappointed when it rains, because the rain is what's going to bring the flowers. So it's important to see all different aspects of what you are hoping for or wishing for or working towards. And yeah, I do. I do. I feel what you're feeling there, Mona. And I think that just relaxing in it and allowing is really key. And try and listen to some Reiki music, crystal bowls, and or like those Indian flute. Just something that's really relaxing but uplifting, like alivens your soul, but it relaxes your body. And I think I love that those sounds do that for me. So thank you so much. Okay, so let's go to Lynn. And after Lynn is Nancy Smith. And Nancy, if you could just say hello, please. All right. Lynn says, may I have a message from my spirit guides on my path to the future? I haven't felt like I have a future. Aw. Well, you don't, you're just not privy to it. You're not informed as to what comes next for you. I feel as though you're, I think it's a case of managing your expectations, Lynn, because you have your imagination that is, you can go anywhere and do anything, and you have the ability to do that on an energetic level. So whatever it is that's holding you back, whether you don't have a car, or you don't have a job, or you're out in the country, or and whatever obstacle that it is that's preventing you from building the future that you desire, it's it's a um, it's not an obstacle, it's an opportunity for you to pivot and to find a different way, be creative, find a different way and a different type of future for yourself. You are always in control. Just because society makes us think that, driving downtown and listening to the symphony is having a future, but we don't have a car and we're very far from downtown, doesn't mean that you don't have a future. You can call in a symphony yourself and build a symphony around you and create a symphony in your backyard. Like, really expand your horizons and open up your mind to what a future might look like for you or what a future contains. Just because it's not what it looks like or what you had hoped for doesn't mean that you don't have some sort of future. This is going back to, and I hate to equate it to this, but this is what they're showing me. I don't recall his name, and I should probably write it down because I refer to this. There was a survivor of the Holocaust camps, and he survived, and he came out and he wrote a book, and he says, they could take my family, they could take my clothes, they could take my belongings, they could imprison me and make me work for them, but they could not take my joy or my spirit. And he was able to create a reality for himself and a strength in his spirit that he was not going to allow the circumstances to dictate his future. And perhaps you might find some of that inspiring for yourself. How about you, Ginny?
The first card that came out was Starting Fresh. A wonderful new beginning is blossoming in your life. We are living in a time of extreme anxiety and change, and we don't know what's around the corner. And in our own lives, you don't know what's around the corner till you get there, and that can be frightening. I would ask you, if we were face to face, are you one of those people who peek at the end of a book? Or you want to know what the mystery movie is about and stuff like that because of anxiety. And there's nothing wrong with that. It speaks to how you're viewing and taking in the world, and that perhaps you have some past safety issues that you need to look at and heal and to go through and figure that out, that you are safe now because you are where hopefully you're safe. If not, then that's another whole discussion to be had. But you're at a position in that you're asking this question, that you're ready for being able to face what's around the corner without getting there. If that makes any sense at all. Fear is healed by love. As we consistently let go of resisting our fears and allow them to be surrendered, the energy that was tied up in the fear is relinquished and now becomes available to shine forth as the energy of love. So, and the hardest thing for us to do as human beings is, once we become aware of this, I know how to behave if I have the fear. I know how to respond if I have the fear. If I let the fear go, in other words, if I cross and go around the corner from the fear, what is there? And that's what scares us and keeps us in place. I do believe that the person that Jean was talking about is Viktor Frankl. And Viktor Frankl wrote a book, and I highly recommend this book to anyone. It's called Man's Search for Meaning. And he talks about and he is a psychotherapist. He studied with Adler and Freud. So he had his theory in his pocket when he was taken by the Germans and put into the camp. And then he got to see his theory in action when he was in the camp and came out. And I have studied him, not that I remember what I studied, but I read a lot of his stuff. And it's where a lot of my internal view of the world comes from. It's an existentialism, but on the positive side. When we think of existentialism, we think of it as, oh, the world is, nihilism. And it's not. It's about, we find meaning in where we are at. We find meaning in these cards. We find meaning in our conversation. We find meaning with everyone. So to find meaning at what's around your corner, that you are now, as we all are for a lot of aspects in our life, just astrologically, if you follow that, we are at the precipice of a new beginning. And of course, you feel like there's no future because you can't imagine it, because none of us can. Right now, philosophically, with where we are sitting, and you are just taking this in, but it's not just you. Know that you, because you feel this, you are ready for the moving forward and to be part of whatever new things that we're going to build. I highly recommend you go to the library or go to the bookstore, probably even get it online, and read some Viktor Frankl. He's absolutely amazing.
Thank you, Ginny. That was beautiful.
Lecture on Frankl's over.
Well, not quite, because here it is. I did look it up here, and Barb Wheel assisted here. And this is the man searcher, meaning this is what it looks like, and it is Viktor Frankl, because I couldn't remember his name, and I just know the overview. I didn't know that he had developed this process before he even was captured. I had no idea.
One of the things he discovered, I'll give you a little bit more of information here, is that in the camp that he was at, there were a group of men who knew that they were the next to be killed, to be murdered. And they had found a way to break out. They could break out and they could go get food because they were being starved. They went to the library. Our innate nature is to seek. Our innate nature is to seek. That's why I highly recommend to read the book. It's a great way to keep yourself grounded and to see where we're at from a different perspective.
It's so beautiful. I think that's so meaningful for a lot of us here today and a lot of us who are watching later. This is just amazing. I've got chills. I think that there's divine work working through us right here, right now, you guys. Really important. Thank you very much, Lynn, for opening up and expressing your honest desires and needs. I really appreciate that. All right, so Nancy is here. Hi, Nancy. And Nancy was providing an assist as well. Thank you, everybody who does help. It's not easy up here, you guys, so any assist that you can provide is appreciated. So she says, can I get a message from my mom, Vivian? She passed in 2007. Oh, my gosh. You're welcome, Lynn.
I have a picture, and I think it's rather metaphorical, Nancy. Is the picture that we see in cartoons or wherever, where a character, in this case it's a woman, is skipping down a meadow path, tossing flowers into the air. So the message would be to enjoy the path, scatter the joy, and take in the moment. So whatever is going on in your life or whatever, she just wants you just to enjoy and to be the light and the love that you are. Let me pull out a Von Prague deck here. Again, same card. I did shuffle. I'm standing right next to you. So join her on that path of love and joy right now, and just spread your sparkle, Nancy. Spread your sparkle. Get yourself a fairy wand and spread some sparkle.
So Nancy, did she have dark hair, and was she down to earth? And she's telling me that she liked cats too. I don't know if you had one when you were younger. And she didn't wear a lot of makeup. She wore a little bit of makeup. I do see her in the car and driving a lot. So I'm not sure if she took you back and forth to your activities or I see her in the car a lot. And I do see her. She was quite, um, I think she was a little bit easygoing and laid back, but she was very much fun. Like she was herself, is what she's showing me. Um, okay, so she said, "That's my mom." Okay, wow. Ooh. Um, so let me just go in and say what she wants to say. She's She's saying that you are a lot like her, that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And she says, "Believe in yourself, my daughter. Believe in yourself." She said, "You have the strength of 10 men inside." And she's saying, "You can do anything." And she's saying that we all have trials that come up in our lifetime. And it is here so that we can just demonstrate the strength that we truly have inside. She's saying that protect your heart in the emotional sense. I feel like you are quite sensitive and you are sort of being run through the mill, like being wrung out, I guess, like with all these you know, just the way that the world is today, it's quite daunting on us sensitives. And she just say, protect your heart, protect you, focus on things that bring you joy. And she's saying too, you can always continue to be creative. She's saying that she wants you to bring young people in around you. She's saying, try not to be in by yourself. I don't know if there's kids or cousins or neighbors or friends that have young ones, but it's important for you to maybe consider being around younger people. And when I mean younger people, I mean like maybe grade school age, between the ages of 5 and 12. And these children will see in you your spirit and reflect back to you the wisdom. And it's almost like you two will recognize each other in your soul. So I'm not sure if there's a young person around you, but she's saying to open up and look into the eyes of these young individuals and see yourself in their eyes. I'm not sure if you have very down to earth. Yes, dark hair. Yes, cats. Always herself. Yes, and yes, we are so much alike. I miss her so much. Aw, aw. So she wants you to find some. I don't know who this young person is. Maybe you do. I don't know if you have grandchildren or if it's a neighbor or if it's a friend's grandchild. I don't know who it is, and it may just be somebody who comes into your life, but you're going to talk to somebody who is a young person but able to communicate, and you're going to look into their eyes and see their soul, and it's going to remind you of who your soul is, and that it's almost going to remind you that we exist forever. We are infinite beings. And oh, okay, your friends who have children, good, good. And I feel like maybe if you don't remember this, it's going to happen in the near future. But she wants you to take that time to look into their eyes and to talk to them. And it's almost going to be like they're going to say something so profound that you're going to be like, where did that wisdom come from? And I feel like your spirit guides or maybe even your mom will speak through this child. um Oh, beautiful. Oh, okay. Kaylee, daughter of a friend. Okay. Okay. Kaylee. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. Aw. Good. She really came through. I'm so glad because I just got dark hair and down to earth, and she was talking about cats, and I'm like, I don't know, because I didn't know if it would, but yeah, thank you so much. Yep. Yep. Very nice. Ooh, very nice. Well, all the best to you, Miss Nancy, and to your mom, Vivian. I feel like she's going to be around you, obviously, this holiday season, and she's able to talk to you every single day. So, yeah. And the best way sometimes they tell me is to take out their picture and look into their eyes, and you can talk to them and tell them what's on your mind and what's on your heart. And it's not necessary for them. But what that does is it puts you into that pointed expectation of having your mom respond. And even if she doesn't respond when you're talking to her picture, the next day when you're in the car going down to pick up something for dinner, you'll get like, oh, I just got a thought. My mom just answered me. I feel like my mom is just here. It's gonna come when you least expect it if you don't hear it right away. But it's a really good time for you to focus in on her and having that expectation coming back. It's a really good way to connect to her eyes and to yours. All the best to you, Nancy. Thank you for being here. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, we have time for just one more quick one. And what about Peekaboo? Is Peekaboo still here? Peekaboo, if you're still here, just say hello. Oh my gosh, good for you, Barb. She says and to understand the history is important. She took a course about that book in college decades ago. Man, that must have really shaped your life and given you a perspective that was so valuable. Yeah. I bet it comes around often for you, Barb. Thank you very much for sharing that. Yep, Peekaboo's here. Any message from my celestial team?
Okay, Peekaboo, I asked the crows. You are in a period of growth that will continue. So as we move from fall into winter, and Jean and I were talking earlier that when the winter solstice comes, that means the sunshine is on its way back to us, right? That we are reaching towards the new growth season. But you're going to have a growth not in a lot of things, but also in your gifts, and or be gifted some things. It can be both of those things. And we all have these abilities. And you can hone in on them, whatever the ability is that you want to do, but something for you. And maybe you're an artist, maybe you sew, whatever it is that you do, you're going to start doing it better, or even in the psychic sense. And that you can look forward, you can anticipate real big changes in your growth and in how you use your gifts and your abilities in the coming year.
Okay.
You're welcome, Peekaboo.
Thank you, Ginny. And Peekaboo, what I was getting from your celestial team is they said, we are on the same team. That's what they want you to know. We are on the same team. So you are not separate from them. They are not separate from you. You all work together. You are no less or more important than they are. They are no less or more important than you. They may have a different perspective and a different awareness, but you're both very important to the entire process. They say, we are on the same team. We all work together. And it's almost a giving yourself permission to find that similarity and not have such a difference of authority or a difference of importance or a measurement of greatness, that they want you to know that you are just as important as they are. And I know I keep saying that, but they want you to know that it's you who can make the choice. They can't make a choice. We have free will. And this free will, this choice is extremely powerful. We have the power. They can only guide us, but they don't have the power to make the choice. We have the power to make the choice. They want you to try and find where your power lies and make that choice for you. and to make that choice in, you know, in understanding that we're all on the same team. And it's almost like, what would my higher self do in this situation? What am I not doing that I could maybe add to my life or incorporate into my life? What is it that I am doing that I could maybe do a little less of so that I'm a little more um, mindful, a little more mindful in my choices and in my actions? And this is what they want you to know. And we have free will, and there is no judgment. If you want to do or connect once a month or once a year or once a decade, that's entirely up to you. You have free will to live your life as a human every single day. But if you're looking to expand and to open up in your spiritual connections, this is what they suggest for us. Um, so I hope that makes sense. Mhm. Thank you very much, Peekaboo, for being here and for asking your question. And that is all the time we're going to have today. Like I said, everybody, I'm going to be, oh, look, Crimson, she's checking up on me. She's checking up. Oh
She
my
is.
God. She just nabbed me. I got nabbed, everybody. I'm going to be on the Crone Zone in less than an hour. I have to be there and be ready, you guys. So I have to go. And I'm so very much looking forward to it. Please do come on over to the Crone Zone and check it out. I'm going to be doing, and all of this is all related. This search, man's search for meaning, is
Yep.
all related to the presentation and the information that I'm going to be sharing later today about exploring the spiritual realm in the search for meaning and connection. It's really uplifting and reassuring, and it just sort of puts everything in a nice little package. Thank you, Priscilla, for saying that. You're sweet. Yep, and Christine says she can't wait. I hope I'm not, you know, boosting it up more than it is. I just remember how I felt after I gave that at the workshop. It was really a beautiful opportunity. So thank you very much, everybody, for being here. Thank you to all the moderators. Congratulations to all the new members. And thank you, Miss Ginny, for your wisdom, for your expertise, and for your friendship. I always love hanging out together with you.
Well,
And
thank you.
I appreciate your support too.
Well, and ditto. I enjoy you as well, and I enjoy answering the questions and such great comments in the chat.
Yep, it's a beautiful community that we have here, everybody. So thank you again. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again. Bye.